Hello and welcome back. We are here playing Victoria 3 as Spain. We've accumulated quite a large empire for ourselves. If we click the map mode, you can kind of see we have a very large market going on. Last episode, what we did is we had a lot of run-ins with Great Britain and really kind of exploring the differences in 1.2.1 in regards to warfare and enforcing, and things look quite a lot different, which is tremendously interesting. It has been a fun go. We've actually been struggling with the UK, which actually makes the game a lot more dynamic and interesting because they just sit on their island and then we get enforcement on us for whatever war goals they've put in, because the war goals, because they're not the war leader, I think it is, that we will get a constant decay on them because they're not the initial war leader. So like, even though they didn't occupy Zulu, they still decayed on us for the war goal of Zulu, which creates an interesting situation. I'm not sure if it's balanced, but it's making it so that like it's very casualty based. It takes a lot of losses to land Great Britain, and so we can't really do anything about them or do anything to them to really land them. And so when they join on the side of enemies for us, it's been quite a bit of a struggle. We get our first war not against Great Britain in quite a while, against Tripoli. We are trying to annex them after the embarrassment of trying to annex them before, and then they got independence, which was big sag. Also, as soon as we annexed Argentina, the United States immediately started colonizing here, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. We'll maybe have to take that back from them. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, let's take it on pause. Last episode, we also doubled construction to about 1k, so we should be popping off here. We of course are spending a lot in terms of that, and so we will try and decrease the cost of construction goods. For the most part, we're spending a lot on steel, glass, and tools, so this is the only stuff we're really going to be building on our government queue for the time being, but a lot of it's also getting built in the auto construction queue. Bring out the maps and straight edges. We get the Colonial Empire, and we get malaria prevention, which I think is kind of what this episode is going to be about, because we are going to move ahead of everyone quite a bit in this struggle for Africa. And so let's just colonize here. I don't think we're getting 50 spread speed. Let's take a look. Or the new cap is 25, so we're not going at max speed, so we're not going to colonize everywhere because it is split between some with a cap. But instead, our colonies will grow a lot faster, and so hopefully we get a lion's share of the Congo here. This is what we're trying to do. We're also neutral with both Portugal and Iraq, so we're probably going to try and protectorate them this episode, and then we'll be annexing them later. After this Transvaal war, though. Or, sorry, Tripolian war. It's unfortunate. We were meaning to join on the side of Mexico, but we didn't. We are super close to protectorating them. We can actually protectorate them, but they're about to lose Arizona and California, which are two of their most valuable states, so this is pretty unfortunate. The United States has manifested their destiny. I don't think Mexico is going to win this war. They do have Russia on their side, but the U.S. has Great Britain, so this is a bit annoying. Great Britain's been continually sticking their finger in our pie. Something I noticed about the Diplo, though, is you can't join a war goal, like, primarily, it seems that the AI, when you start a war, the AI can always join against you, even if they have a truce with you, but you, as the player, cannot join against the AI's wars if you have a truce with them, which is quite annoying. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but there does seem to be a bit of an asymmetry, which is not, in my mind, like a fun thing. We're going to downsize some of these. Definitely love that it doesn't scroll back up. That was like the absolute worst when it auto scrolled back up. We do want all of these on that, which we are doing, which we will have for when we fight Great Britain again. Another thing that seems to be the casualties relative to total mobilization seems to be a pretty big deal. So something we did in our last war that was interesting, I think, is we activated conscripts in every place that was not sure. We activated conscripts in every area that was not in Iberia, and this way it raised the total number of troops involved in the battles, so the percentage of casualties decreased it, so we got a much lower decaying war score, which is just like interesting how that worked out. So Dainam, we can invite to the customs union. We're going to actually start bankrolling them because they are pretty close to getting into the customs union, and they are a little bit of an expensive annexation or dominion, I believe. Yeah, 21 infamy, so it'll be a little bit cheaper if we do it the slow way. so we will set about doing that, like we have done with Iraq and Portugal. Portugal, notably, is needed for us to form Iberia. Now, we have to declare war on Great Britain at some point for this little itty bit here. It should be British. Well, I know the name, but I can't remember the name. Gibraltar. So we want to take that from them. But we annexed Tripolitania. Now we will go to our handy-dandy favorite button that has been implemented and reset their PMs. Oop, we have some infrastructure problems there, so we will handle those. But Eastern Andalusia, yeah, we need to take this little bit off. The UK at some point, we have, or they have some barracks, we will delete these and fire those boyos. But all the PMs get swapped over. Let's see how much it is to incorporate these guys, or how long it takes. I think it's going to be a 20-year. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to do 20-year incorporations, really. So we just hope that the auto queue does not construct too much out here. We're probably going to have a situation where they try and build a railroad here, and it breaks our construction again. This is a reason to not play with automated construction in 1.2.1, because it can just get bricked, and you can't remove stuff from the construction queue. If there's too much negative modifiers for state construction efficiency, and something tries to get built there, it just, like, bricks the whole thing, so... the Libyan desert, though, eventually will have a lot of people because oil will be discovered here, and this is a really cheap incorporation, so we're just going to incorporate, even though it takes 21 years. We will come here and add some more of these. We're going to add 2 in the back and 2 in the front of the queue. I think that should handle that, and we, oh yeah, we're currently still at war. Will you take the war reps? No, but we full occupied you, boy. Have we? Yeah, we have. Oh, well, they'll decay incredibly quickly anyways, though. Minus 15. A tick, so they will be over this pretty quick, and then we can also start colonizing here, I think? Yeah. Which will be nice. Gold fields depleted, you're telling me. We'll just say unfortunate. Actually, we'll let them radicalize. Don't let them leave. They are siphoning off pops from the rest of the world, so... Not sure what the best way to cut off as much land as possible, but we do have malaria prevention before the enemy does. We're researching breech-loaded artillery as well. Gonna kind of want to make that PM over, and then we're gonna take a pause now that we finish this, and we see that we can start protectorating both Iraq and Portugal. I think we'll go after Portugal first because we want to unlock all of the Portuguese coast at some point. So we're gonna go to Dominion them. It's gonna take 15 infamy. Let's double check that we have enough. We do have quite a lot to decay, so we're gonna Dominion you. And then we'll put a bunch of boyos on your front. And we'll cross our fingers and hope that the UK does not join. Good chance that they do, though. Morocco's joined. We'll probably ask for war reps from them. And war reps from Portugal to make it more likely that Portugal backs down. It seems to be the case that that's how that works. I think we will take our small boyo and have him down here, just so we don't get pushed out there. Zulu can push into Portugal from there for us. They actually have a decently sized military. I think it's even relatively, see, they have autocracy, traditionalism, mercantilism. Yeah, that's not good. But I think that they have a relatively, yeah, they're using relatively good PMs because we have access to all that stuff in our market. Looks like USA. Yeah, this is annoying. I should have just let them finish colonizing so that the USA couldn't do this, but it is what it is, I guess. And so I will let Chile finish all this colonization. I just wanted to lock in some more incorporated territory, really. And so we started incorporating these guys because I wanted them to come down. So Portugal gives up. They're like, hey, we can't win this. And now we'll try and do it to Iraq. We'll go to Dominion them. This is not a lot of infamy. So we will do that. We probably should not have even protectorated them to begin with. We should have just Dominioned them off the start, I think. But we'll do this. We'll move our big boy over there. And hope that no one else joins. And we, of course, will add, hey, give us war reps. And we will set it not as a primary war goal, so they have more to lose if they don't back down. We're now number 2 great power. I think we're just behind Great Britain. Great Britain's still pretty chatted up. They still have a bigger economy than us, better standard of living, not as much population. A lot of that's on the back of the fact that we took Beijing, though, like 16 mil pop here. They've been steadily decreasing per year, mainly because they're migrating to the rest of Spain, which is helping us out because we managed to sneak a multiculturalism through. We're pretty legitimate on this. If we can do this and then decrease... We've been trying to get the trade unions to have it come up for a while now. Let's take a look at how much authority we're using on stuff. Maybe we can get rid of some of... We have these government admins about to finish, but I'm trying to think if we can get rid of a couple of these consumption taxes and bolster the trade unions, but really it's just going to be about Great Britain sides with Iraq. Of course, our nemesis. The struggle continues. Now, for whatever reason, we can't add Gibraltar as a war goal, and they want to conquer Zululand again. And we can't add Gibraltar. We have an interest in the region. I have no idea why we can't add Gibraltar. This is kind of annoying. But we don't want to add a war goal we can't enforce. I think we need landing craft to be able to enforce on Great Britain. To be able to take it. Unless we start taking like stuff like Heroland or whatever. Or Namara. Then we can do it. But we will move the 80 stack here. Sorry, here. The 44 stack here. And then we'll have a little bit of a think, which we've had to do quite a bit, which is quite nice, because normally we don't have to think too much when playing this game anymore. And think about what we're going to put in on the demands. So we can't, for whatever reason, can't sway Austria, unless we're allied to them. They would accept an ally. But we don't have multilateral alliances or whatever, which we need. So we could embargo them. Let's just take a look at... Well, let's do this. Trade routes we have with them. We're exporting a ton of iron and coal to them. We would actually rather not be. And they have been a thorn in our side, so why don't we embargo them? Which should just make coal and iron super cheap in our market. Which is something we would actually be kind of keen on. Now, what else can we do? Hopefully this collapses them a little bit. So why don't we take a little bit of a wait and see what else develops here. And let's take a look at their market. Now, we just embargoed them. Oh, it's not really that expensive. Unless it hasn't updated. Coal mines. Iron's not too expensive either. Were we importing from them? I don't think we were importing from them. Yeah, iron's not expensive. Following that. Where's coal? Maybe if we were importing from them, that's actually bad. Coal's kind of expensive. It hasn't changed dramatically in price, though, since we embargoed them. How does that work? Oh, this is coming to us. Actually, I guess we do not want to embargo them. End embargo. That's coming to us. Yikes. So we're just putting in 100 there. The thing is they're not gonna do anything. All right. Well, we'll have this guy control the coast of Zululand so they can't get a landing off, and then we'll promote him a little bit, I think. How much? And we have exactly 120 flotillas, so we will not. And we have, let's actually move the 80 guy over to here and keep the 100 guy pushing right here because we want to try and land the UK. And then we're going to have to mobilize, I think. We're going to want to mobilize in all of our unincorporated territories. We're not mobilizing, or we're not conscripting because we want to use the guys. We're conscripting so that we take less war damage, war support damage when fighting. Big one is the conscript there because it's really cheap because the price of labor is cheap there. Alright, so now we have a ton of conscripts activated as well. So we will have a very large number of troops, so we will not get enforced on as easily. Now. I think we're going to want to put it all in at the very end. Really annoying that we can't sway Austria. Or Japan. So Austria would be a pretty big game here. Looks like we have some auto construction going on here. France began embargoing Great Britain. I mean, maybe we could make their economy collapse if we embargo them. It's just going to be painful for us because we're importing so much coal from them. Let's look where we have the most labor available, and we will add some coal in those areas. Let's read exactly what the embargo does, because it didn't cancel all of our trade routes. An ongoing diplomatic action established by one country targeting another, which completely blocks the target country from importing or exporting goods in the market belonging to the country enforcing the embargo. Okay, so if we embargo them, we can still do our trade routes, but they cannot do any on us. But I think they don't have any on us. These are all our trade routes. This trade route's not even productive, so let's maybe stop it. Well, it's actually just going to scale down because it's big. It's 1.3k iron. I think we want to stop this trade route, though. Maybe we just don't want to be dependent on them, so we'll just stop all the trade routes. Let's just stop all the trade routes. They're not importing from us, so it's unnecessary for us to embargo them, I think. But that is going to make iron expensive in the short term, so let's also take a look at what we can do. So let's go highlights, considerable import demand, export demand, okay. Let's see about importing both coal and iron, because we've increased the price of both of those. So let's get them from Prussia, and maybe America too. And where's iron? Let's import you from not the British, but the Prussia and Scandinavia. And hopefully that kind of hurts their economy a bit. Brazil wants a defensive pact. Don't think I want that. Definitely want to protect them at some point. Are you defending the borders? You are not, but we have a truce. Sucks we can't sway anyone. They are worried. And now we want to try and... So I kind of want to liberate Newfoundland. And so the question is, can we land them or can we not? We now have 100 level admiral and 100 general. Fortunately, he's not an offensive general. This guy would make it a little bit better on offense. But I think we... I just don't know if we can land them is the thing. We haven't, we're like close to unlocking new PMs. So I'm close to where I would feel comfortable making this attempt. And the thing is the war goals we want to put in are dramatically different depending on if we think we can land them or not. Because if we think we can land them, then we want to put landing them war goals, like really good war goals. And if we think we can't, then we don't, obviously. But this might be the battle for the #1 spot, because if we can land them, we could take away the British Raj. Let's try it. British Raj. Canada. Is Canada formed? Let's liberate Canada too. If we take Baroda as well, these guys will all lose access, or these internal guys will all lose access if we also release Baroda. We also want war reparations. And Trucal States is also something we want to go for. Okay. That's all of our maneuvers. Revolutionary for our time, you're telling me. Very fine with him becoming a radical. Don't think we're using much oil, but it's unfortunate we couldn't get the breach loading artillery before, you know, this is happening. I think next we might go modern nursing. Don't hate monitor though, considering we just keep on having to fight the British, and we want to kind of move towards landing craft. This guy, I believe, is patrolling the coast in Zulu. Yeah, he is. So that should stave off landings, because that is a primary war goal of theirs. And here we go. We should get this really quick. Here's what I'm talking about with the bugged out construction, and this has also been just generally a problem for us. The railway is eating 780 of the construction. It is in the Libyan desert, which has too much devastation, so this is just bricking our construction, and it has too much turmoil, which gives negative state construction efficiency. Since it's not incorporated any police we have, to decrease the effects of turmoil would be useless, and so we just have to eat the fact that our 75% of our queue is basically doing nothing, and we can't do anything about it because we can't take this out of the construction queue. Huge, huge, huge brick. We would be so much stronger by now, you know, relative to everyone else, if we didn't have these massive speed bumps where our construction basically just gets bricked for quite a while. And it's a consequence of the devastation. We don't even need the infrastructure here if we didn't have all this devastation, all this turmoil, because it's giving, like, huge minus on, yeah. Or it's just turmoil, it's not devastation, but it's just gross. This has happened so many times, and I mean, like, yeah, it is what it is, but we will not, the next run we start, we are not going to be using this construction queue. We're going to be manually doing the queue. So arms. Alright, so we're going to try and be landing them. I think we're going to start in Ulster, maybe. I've had some success. A little bit, or we had some success last time landing Ireland. Maybe the cross-section of conscription centers and barracks is sufficiently low. This doesn't have a lot of barracks and conscription. We're going to try and land up here. Gold depleted in Hokkaido, that's not our. We don't care if Chile's mad at us, like at all. Alright, so these guys, let's try for it. This is as big as a navy as we can get, and as big as an army as we can get. It's not led by the absolute best general we could use, but other than this, it's kind of where we want to be. We are defending the Zulu from issues, and this guy is pushing comfortably through here. He'll get randomly assigned to another front. I really don't care where. I think it's just kind of tries to do it to the nearest front. We, of course, need to... Where do we have a lot of labor? Build a bunch of that. We only have access to a quarter of our construction queue because this stupid bricking, but Yeah, so stupid. It's using all 780 on this, and it's just the devastation. Like, this is definitely a bug. Like, it should only distribute... It shouldn't distribute all the construction on there. Like that. You have two Sicilies forming Italy, it looks like, except it's two Sicilies, Italy. I assume that name has to change. And we get electric. I'm gonna take a look where we might be able to put that in. Could put it into the capital. I'm gonna look and see where we have the most labor that's incorporated. Niger Delta has a ton, but Buenos Aires we are incorporating, so let's add 10 there to try and get us up and going. This should be ours. You know, quite a bit bigger, so we'll have a lot of, we'll inflict a lot of casualties here. Native uprising in La Plata. They'll put that down, I think. I assume. That makes an ass out of me and you. We, of course, are decaying very little, because, so, in terms of who we have mobilized, we have like 300k of actual military mobilized, and then we have a bunch of conscripts mobilized to blunt this effect, because it's a percentage of casualties. Revolutionary of our time. He is of a time. The time is ours. The time is now. Time is now, old man. So hopefully this... we're still going to have a difficult landing, but it's with a 100 stack. Hopefully we roll well in terms of how many people are involved in the landing. And we maybe get the double landing thing, where it tries 2 battles instead of 1. We're going to enforce here in Iraq. And get Iraqi war reps. Change color, my bro. So we can stop damaging relations with them. I don't think we need to be damaging relations with them either. Let's check all of our bankrolls. Well, let's first check if we have the infamy. We do have the infamy to puppet or protectorates in Boyos. So we're just going to check all of our bankrolls. And a lot of people are defending the borders. Not everyone is. So we can make Mexico into protectorate using the obligation. We will do that. And then we will stop bankrolling them, I think. And start damaging relations. We successfully protectorate Mexico. We will begin damaging relations. Brazil, I believe, is defending... Oh, no, we have a truce. Oh, this is looking nice. We have way more troops than them. Now, we are running, of course, the difficult landing penalty. But maybe we can get this through. And this will be big. This will be really big. This will be an end of the British, basically, because we are releasing so much from them that this is going to collapse them. We will take their place as the #1 great power. It's looking good. Broken supply line. Not a fan of that, but it is looking very, very good for landing here. I think we're gonna move our 80 stack over there as soon as the landing succeeds. I think there's no way it fails, right? Yeah, we're taking them down. Very nice that they can't reinforce like mid-battle, like how you used to be able to before this patch, which has changed a ton of things in terms of how battles behave. So I have been watching battles a lot more closely for this run in particular, and fortunately we can watch it a lot more closely because, well, first of all, some of the construction is automated, but also when our construction, 75% of it just gets bricked, this is really, yeah. And of course it's like also taking all of our investment pool transfer. This is actually just so terrible that I think we would just want to come off of, we want to put in protectionism when we can. So let's do this and maybe try and go protectionism. The industrialists will really not be a fan of this, but I think that this is just too painful when this just keeps on happening, and we're just going to try and do it. Both the rural folk and the other guys are in government. We deactivate some of the bonuses, but we activate some of the bonuses from these guys as well, so it's kind of all balances out. We do want to maybe go... Well, I think we're gonna win this war. I don't think we're gonna necessarily need the military now as much. So why don't we go steal railway cars? Normally, a tech I like to prioritize quite a bit, but it looks like, oh, this is somewhat close. We have lost more troops than I'd have liked in this landing. But if we get a front, we get a front, you know? If we can get a push, we can get a push. They are decaying quite quickly. A lot of war exhaustion. A lot of it is because the casualties. They've lost 10%, but we should be decaying at a pretty good rate too. We've lost 90k out of 400k, but we've been winning battles, is why it's not as pronounced. And so maybe we just start defending with this guy until the other guy can get there. Maybe we advance with him. I think this guy's a defensive... is he good at... Nope. We're gonna try and bring other boyos to the front here. Now, are we already on this front? We are. Perfect. Hopefully this front doesn't collapse. We are now occupying some home territory. Notably not the capital, but this is fine. We got 24 stacks out gallivanting somewhere. Yeah, they're out over here. We'll try and move them as soon as we are able. That's not good, so we're going to lose this battle, unfortunately. So maybe we set him on defense, if we can. Alright, let's move this guy up here. And let's maybe set this guy on defense. He's going to be against such a large unit. Donation of knowledge. Wonderful idea. Take the 3 unis. Yeah, I think we want to switch this guy onto defense versus this guy. And maybe use this guy to try and land the home countries now that they will be diverting all their troops to tying up this front. Looks like our forever this is finally going to get constructed soon. So yeah, we'll switch this guy to defense. Did they change the attrition risk? No. So we'll only engage in defensive battles on this huge front here. Prussia wants a trade agreement. We have so much Diplo that this seems fine. Yeah, once we lose this battle, we're going to swap to defending. They have much bigger units because they're mobilized a bunch of conscripts, which maybe... We're just going to defend here and try and hold on to the front. Send this guy here instead. Gonna get a quick push off here. And just defend here versus the big guy. Oh, it looks like they split up. So now we will push here as well. And we get a nice big battle with 120 versus 60, so we're probably going to push in here. Good word of the revolution. More than happy to do this. Spread the revolution. Great Britain wants us to give them Zululand. I'm not sure what they're smoking. Maybe I want some of it. And here we go. France has gotten in on the fronts too now. Yeah, this is gonna be it for Great Britain. We do not currently have the capital, but we might even be able to land the capital once this finishes. Or once we push through here and get rid of the front. Especially because now France has a front as well. This is going to push twice as fast. We're finally going to finish this railroad that's been breaking our construction for the past forever. Try and switch to protectionism. Yeah, this bricking is just too... You can unclog the bricking when you have control, but not when you don't. You also can't delete things, which is annoying. Ships of the air. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Zeppelins. We get lucky to get it on the first tick, which is nice. And also, at the same time, they finally finish the thing. So now we have a lot more control over our construction, which is nice. Let's see what else we want to do. Of course, the trade unions are really happy with us. The industrialists are not so happy. So now would be a good time to pass something that the trade unionists don't like, that the other guys do like. Not regulatory bodies. We want to get onto this eventually, but we can't right now. What is it? Is it, kind of don't want to do private health insurance. I think this is the one. This might be the last chance, too. So we're going to do this and try and get on private health insurance now. Or, yeah, private health insurance. Which will decrease the overall health insurance access, but this is fine. What are you wanting? You want us to give us Zululand when this is happening? Come on, man. That's a funny one. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. We're crushing you in here. Kind of. Still winning a lot of battles because they are playing defense. So, yeah, I think maybe we want this 44 stack to just defend the front. And not push the front. It's got way more guys, though. Maybe this push is good. Can't decay them below 0, so this is a bit of a problem. We are going to have to turn around and reland them. Bemba Uprising. Gonna have to move this guy over there. Where is he now? He's up there. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, our conscripts can handle that, it looks like, maybe? No, probably not. We'll probably just lose the battle. We'll move that over there. We'll switch this guy to defending the front. Looks like France is also pushing in there, so maybe we can just defend the front with this guy. And then have the 80 stack land. I think this is probably fine. So once this battle finishes... Oh, it looks like we're actually pushing in on this. So maybe we keep pushing? Really not sure. We are succeeding a lot of these battles, though. So maybe we just land with the 80 stack now. Because we do need to get the home countries. But now they've got guys pulled off of here, I think. So landing should be easier. We're running a negative authority, so we could up this. But we're... No, I don't think we're going to do that. Kind of keen on decreasing taxes here, actually. Kind of maybe need to recover a little bit economically first. I'm not sure. Hard to be sure. Yeah, they pull guys off that front, but now we're gonna... I think we're gonna be able to get in on the home countries much easier than it was to get in up here, which is why I'm landing with... Or why we're landing with just the 80 stack instead of the full shebang. But after this, the UK will be hopelessly crippled. Our infamy is still decent. We got a decent decay going. Just hopelessly crippled. What is this about? Are they really enforcing on us here? Maybe we move these guys over. Nope. They occupied them. What? Not sure I understand. Oh, who's this that's occupying Chile? I'm so confused. Chile versus Toulouse. Yeah, it looks like they're beating the Toulouse. Whatever. France immediately abandoning those fronts as soon as that happened is actually really obnoxious. This one guy is gonna freaking ruin everything. The level 1 stack. Ugh. I'm gonna recruit someone in the Iberia HQ. The rural folk boyo. More rural folk guys, it seems. I'm gonna send them to this front. Hopefully we can get this landing off. It looks like they have pulled all their troops over, though, so this is going to leave this exposed. We hope. That's the plan. Hopefully this battle here is successful. This isn't looking good. Looks like they're just defending this front and they're not pushing it. So maybe we gotta start defending with this guy, because I don't think we're gonna win most of these battles. Unless we get a huge outnumber. And they're just defending this front as well. So this landing should actually pop off. What do you want? Do you want us to give you Zululand? I don't think so, buddy. We are decaying, though, now. So maybe we needed to try this landing earlier. This is so painful. Like, it feels like we should not be losing this here, but whatever. I mean, we're winning battles, mostly. Oh, this is so insane that we're getting enforced on here. -6 because we have... Let's finish conscripting everyone. This is a somewhat temporary measure. It's gonna really hurt our economy in the short term. I'm gonna switch you to defending, you to defending. Alright, so we're gonna get a battle. Just gonna switch everyone to defending. Gonna defend this front with this big guy, though. Once we lose this, just trying to hold on for a little while longer until we get the capital. Man, the 6 ticks are freaking killing us. Gonna have them defend this front. I'm just gonna switch this guy to defense. Man, this sucks because we'd be. We would be enforcing on him so much if we could decay him below 0. We actually not that much. What the hell? Man, it really just cares about the number of the size of your army. Like really, even not like who's winning or whatever. I'm gonna set this to defense as well. Where did our general died? Our general that was doing the landing died. This is so scuffed, dude. We're already assigned to that order. Yeah, but the guy's dead. We're trying to assign Francisco, but we can't? To the landing? Oh my god, this is so frustrating. This is so nuts that we can't enforce them below 0. I mean, I get it, but like, it's just so... Just trying to buy ourselves some time until we get the landing. I guess we just have to land home countries and home countries only. We're gonna lose Zululand here, probably. No, they'd accept white thieves, but... We're gonna save right here, because they'll accept white peace right here. And we're gonna keep going. But this is like this is nuts. So we're gonna have to fight another naval battle. Is everyone defending? You're not defending. You're just keeping on hemorrhaging troops. We're gonna set him to defend as well, just to try and slow down and give as much time as possible to the naval landing. Are we gonna tick? Yeah, there's enough for us to tick all the way down, so we're gonna just try and wipe peace. Stupid. So stupid. This is just such a painful situation. Well, just kidding. Oh, that's just so painful. We're gonna swap over our PMs. Ugh. Now that we have a bigger control of our construction, this should help out. We have less of a investment pool transfer, I think. I didn't even check the numbers. I should have checked the numbers, but yeah. What a shame. Are we building these somewhere where it's slower? No. Why do we not have so much construction? Alright, so we can declare another war. Man. We, of course, they can join every single war against us despite having a truce, and we cannot join any war against them when they, like, start whatever. Oh my god. Just pure pain. So we can annex these guys and have the UK join against us again. Man, that sounds like a time. Just in perma war versus them. We don't have to give up Zululand, but Great Britain's gonna join on their side. This has just been struggle best time. Yeah. Our soldiers performing regular maneuvers. Let's pause. Near the border of Great Britain, having troops parade all over the borders as if it were nothing could be seen as useful. Blah blah blah. I mean, we can't just eat 28 infamy. Why is it so high? Yeah, we'll just take this. We've also just been bleeding ourselves and the UK out. Like, so many people are dying. I bet dependents are so high in terms of labor. Yeah, normally the normal equilibrium is 75% dependence, I think. And this is like 20%. A lot of unemployed too. Weird. Just waiting for the... Ah, there it is. There's the one. Okay. do it again. I think Baroda's the other one. Get the Uber brick on them. Alright, who is good on offense? Not you. Defense. Experienced offensive planner, that's you. You're gonna be our new landing boyo. You're moderate, and with the armed forces, you're a nihilist. Yeah, we're gonna retire you, buddy. Sorry. Are we getting the bonus from making the armed forces happy? We're not, so maybe we shouldn't have retired him there. Also gonna start paying the military more. For the increased morale recovery. Put everyone on here. We're gonna land the 34 stack on the main war goal on Siak. We're gonna conscript everywhere except the capital. To decrease the effect that having lost a percentage of men is, without actually involving these guys in the fight. Okay. We also turned on electricity in some places. Let's use some of those PMs. Can we turn it on here, the electric streetlights? Let's do that. And see how much electricity starts to come up, and then trend towards 51. Oh, we don't have it in Buenos Aires yet. Just kidding. Didn't mean any of that. Let's turn that off. Our publicly traded buildings aren't doing too hot enough. It's unfortunate. This we want publicly traded as well. Need to build a lot more engines here. Swap that over. Hopefully the auto queue builds more engines. Maybe you advance here, I think. And we're just gonna try and land the home countries straight away. We'll just take this bad one and we'll come off this. We will, for the steel railways, start swapping them over. Not everywhere though, because that will dramatically affect the price of steel. But just in a couple places, I think. Here and here. And then what do we got for tech? We are doing torpedoes? Sure. We do eventually want the landing stuff. What do you get swayed with? You got swayed with nothing. Cool. You got nothing. Oh my god. These rumbles with the UK have hurt my soul. I wonder if this is just gonna shoot up now that we've switched to having a little bit more control ourselves of the queue. Are losing a ton of money now. Unrealized taxes where? Tax waste? Oh, because of this? Yeah. Sure. We're already building that. Where has... We have 41 battalions in reserve? Where? Oh, okay, I get it. All these places with conscripts? Fair. Maybe we want a general to lead the 50 stack conscripts in North China. Just put them on empty fronts. No, actually we don't. Because we don't want him to move to a front and just lose a bunch of troops. We'll just keep him there. We could probably... He's an explorer, so we could send him on explorations, I guess. We want to decrease the taxes. We can't really right now, though. God, we're running such a big negative on authority. Oh, no, wait. We weren't on authority. Authority was fine. It's the other thing that wasn't. Get it? Everyone who's not involved is neutral. Oh my god. Two arms. Naval invade Siak with the 34 stack. Right, the 54 is there. And who has the offensive stuff? Estanislao. You will go straight for the home countries, Estanislao. However your name's pronounced. Might have to start using good PMs on the conscription centers, but not going to get there quite yet. But I think I'm going to call it an episode for now. We had an enormous slog with the UK over annexing Iraq, or puppeting Iraq. I think we might have annexed Argentina this episode. I can't remember. Or maybe it was Venezuela. I don't know. This has just been, we're just been war after war after war with the UK. It's been nuts. And they're just like huge struggle bus wars because we just can't land. So hopefully we're going to make some sort of progression towards landing craft. Just in case, like, this war isn't it. As soon as we have, like, a successful, like, landing war against the Great Britain, we will enforce on them, and we'll enforce a ton of stuff that will just, like, absolutely wreck them, and they will no longer be the #1 great power. But for now, they are. Our economy's growth has been a little stunted. I, in part, blame this auto queue being not as productive. Some of this is bricked somehow. I don't know why we aren't constructing... Why our queue is constructing so little. Just overall construction seems like a little bit bugged. Like, I don't know why we only we should have half of the construction for ourselves, and most of it should not be in the private sector, but this doesn't seem to be the case. Like, see, we're only constructing just these 4, and they're not even all constructing at once, right? I guess they are all taking in, but, like, look, they're taking in, what is this, 130, 210, roughly 250, so this is a further bug. Because the whole point of... Oh, we wanted... Oh my god, we swapped the wrong thing. We wanted to swap to interventionalism, not the trade policy here. I guess we're going to be making some from tariffs, but we actually really want to be on free trade. God, this sucks. We're just dumb. I don't want to do that. Anyways, a ton of wars with Great Britain. Been messing up a little bit. Also been trying to figure out, like, the new enforcement, like, what's important, which is, a lot of it's just casualties. which is interesting. I think it's good. We've also been having a lot of people just dying. Like, if you look at the gainfully employed versus dependence ratio, it's not that good for us. Because we just have a ton of people dying in these wars because they're super costly and against Great Britain. And so, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the thing to do would have been just been white piecing all these and never trying to clap Great Britain, but I don't know. Tough to say. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.